The Sword Online light novels have had a great amount of success in Japan and around the world. The TV series is one of the most popular, if not the most popular anime of the new decade. Its latest movie seemed to do pretty well for itself, and yet despite all the success, Sword Art Online is probably the most divisive anime I've ever seen. People either love the anime, hate it with a passion, think it's alright, think it's bad but not too bad, or I feel like I'm starting to miss my point here. It's almost like people can have various opinions and not everything can be put exclusively into two camps. Unless we're all talking about Kirito, and then we can all agree he's a shit character, right guys? Guys? So, why the hate for Kirito? Why is the main character of one of the most popular anime ever often met with hatred and vitriol? Well, the best way to answer that would be to analyze the ins and outs of Kirito's characters, so let's start off with the most basic question. Who is Kirito? I honestly have no idea. And that's probably issue number one that people have with Kirito right there. He lacks a core character other than being a guy who's good at video games and a protector of every woman in a 10-mile radius. Those are his main two characteristics right there, and a compelling or complete character as those two alone do not make. Don't get me wrong, there are other bits here and there that add to his character. He's kinda lazy, I guess. He cares for Asuna, but not enough to not dig around in Alfheim. He's feels guilt and suffers some PTSD from the people who killed in Aincrad, even though he was perfectly fine with killing people in Aincrad before this sudden character turn that really goes nowhere. He can apparently sprint to a faraway apartment complex in under a few minutes after having to be unplugged from a machine and having some accessories pulled off of him, and then having to either wait for the elevator or sprint down the staircase. And I'm sorry, but that was just ridiculous. And that's probably the second problem people have with Kirito. How utterly ridiculous his character is. Whether it be how ridiculously overpowered he is to the point that he breaks all reason and logic, or how he ridiculously attracts women like moths to a flame, or to how ridiculous some of the scenes that he is placed in are, the less said of the government agent getting on his knees and begging for his help, the better. Kirito's character is just ridiculous. But why is this? Why is this character such an underdeveloped Mary Stew? Yes, that is an actual thing. Fuck you, fight me. Because Kirito is a wish fulfillment character that you are supposed to be able to insert yourself in. He's supposed to be the guy who you want to be or can imagine yourself as. That's why they can't really give him much character and why he's seemingly able to pull off the impossible time and time and time and time again. And you know what? If you're able to use Kirito that way for yourself, then the character probably just works for you and you're wondering why everyone is being so negative. But if you can't and the character has no redeeming or even interesting characteristics, then they will likely do nothing for you. Having that character be able to pull off feats that hurts one's brain will only make someone dislike that character even more. And maybe that's at least part of the reason so many people hate Kirito, because he does absolutely nothing for them, and that causes them to be unable to forgive aspects of his character that they might be able to do with a more relatable or interesting character. And that's before you add in the mind-numbing stuff that honestly insults the audience. And yet, despite it all, I myself don't really hate Kirito. Now don't get me wrong, I don't really care for him either, but I don't hate him because, honestly, what is there to hate? There isn't. Because there really isn't much of a character. No, I just hate how lazy the writing for Kirito's character is, and how insulting it can be. If you're going to give him PTSD, go somewhere with it, and don't just suddenly bring it up as a cheap way to get the audience interested in it. If you're going to act like there are stakes in his fights, don't keep doing ass pulls that only cheapen his character and insult the audience. So why the hate for Kirito? Because who is Kirito? Anyone and no one.